Law number 3. Laws of report writing is what we are looking at. Law number 3. I have said that the first one is that the reader is the most important person. The second law is keep the report as short as possible. Now, law number 3 is this. Organize for the convenience of the report user. Organize for the convenience of the report user. Who is going to consume this report? Who is going to use it? If I know this, I organize for the convenience of the person that is going to consume this report. This will affect when I will deliver this report. This will also affect certain aspects of my writing. This can also affect maybe one word or two words I will use in writing. If I'm writing for somebody, or maybe this may not be the number I will put it. If I'm writing for somebody who have just been promoted to the managing director, and this letter is coming within the period that he's just promoted, it may require me to congratulate him for his new portfolio. I'm writing to somebody who has won election, maybe that same week. It may require me to first of all acknowledge and use that. Law number 4. All the references should be correct in all details. If you are writing and you are to make references from other books or other materials or other sources, please don't quote wrongly. Don't quote wrongly. All references should be correct in all detail. Quoting wrongly is a sign of depravity on the side of the writer. Law number 5 is writing should be accurate, concise, and obstructive. By tomorrow, we'll be looking at the things that makes for good writing, the 6 C's of writing, because we're between more writing on the board. So the writing should be accurate. How do your writing be accurate? Be careful about the grammar. Use correct grammar. Grammar means rules of writing or speaking a language. All languages have rules. Rules of writing them is what we call grammar. For instance, in English language, there is what we call subject and predicate. That is what is called law of number, which is when a singular noun is so and use a verb, it makes that verb to go as if it's plural. And vice versa. This must be noted as a good writer. And learn to make your sentences short. It is more beautiful to read short sentences than long sentences. Long sentences make people to lose track of the beginning of the sentence. And make sure nothing obstructs what you want to write by making sure you use words that doesn't have multiple meanings, or their meaning in the context you're using it may be misinterpreted. Writing should be accurate, concise, and unobstructed. The 6th law. The right diagram with the right label should be in right place for the reader. If your writing require illustration in diagram form, use the right diagram with the right labeling and in the right placement in that your write-up. Summaries give a whole picture in miniature form. This is law number 7. Learn to summarize sometimes at the beginning, and learn also to summarize at the end. If you are speaking, from time to time, sum up certain things. But if you are writing, don't do it. If you're writing, only summarize at the beginning or at the end. The summary that comes at the beginning are called executive summary or abstract. It is a summary of the whole thing you have done, but you put it before the introduction. It comes immediately after the table of content and before the introduction. That is the summary that's come before. That kind of summary are read most by people who don't have time to read the entire report. Make sure that summary captures the whole essence in a miniature form. The whole essence of what you have written in a miniature form. That is law number 7. Law number 8, reports should be checked for technical errors. That is what we call mechanical accuracy. That is dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, putting all the commas, the apostrophes, the semicolons. Many people don't know how to use semicolon and colon and comma in their writings. Many people don't even know how to put full stop. And that is why report writing is a very challenging area. Reports should be checked for technical reports. Please, instead of submitting a report that is not well edited, take your time. Many years ago, 2011, I had an issue of following up with a court proceeding, a court issue of a company handling my brother's death matter. The lawyer that was on the other side was a 84-year-old lawyer, first commissioner for justice and attorney general in Imo State. And that was the man standing against us. And our own lawyer is just a young man in his early 30s. And they asked for out-of-court settlement. When we got to this man's office around 1 o'clock, we left there around to 10 or after 10. One single letter, this man corrected it over 16 times. I get pissed off. And around after 8 or to 9, I asked, why a single letter? That letter is half A4 page. Why is it taking so much rereading, so much correction? Each time we write, and each time the man and the secretary types and brings, the man will read again. He will just add one thing and ask them. My own lawyer hit me and said, take it easy. This is a senior lawyer. It is better you get it right than making a mistake. And the man laughed and said that this is the error you people make in life. You quickly run a report without taking time to edit it. And when it becomes an issue, you discover that the command you did not add can send you to prison. He taught me a lesson I did not know. When you are writing a report, especially a technical one, take your time. Some of my books take me about 70-something time editing. Some of them took me about 60 times of editing. Last week or last 2 weeks, I have a book that was out to print. Before I was to take it to film, somebody that will film it, I decided that, oh, there is something I need to correct. I went back again. After I spent up to 5,000 filming, printing it on film, just to make a single correction, I went back again. That one has been condemned. Now that will tell you the cost. When you are writing, take your time to check your errors. It is easy to say everything when you are giving oral report, but if it's going to be on report, take your time, slow your speed, and make sure that what you say, you can defend it. The report should look as it is. The report should look as it is. What does this phrase mean? Let it not be any hidden meaning. The report you are writing, or the one you are looking at, or the one you are censoring, or the one you are giving to sign should look as it is. If there is anything that looks hidden or that will require another interpretation, condemn it until that thing comes to the surface. Don't let a report to be shredded into a parable or proverb. Because words, if there is a word that is not obvious there, ask the person for definition of the words and to be incorporated in that same report. And that is why in every major report, there is a section called definition of terms. When students are writing reports, when you are writing any report, there is a section called definition of terms. And what do you do there? You define terms that are not obvious. So if there is any other thing you are doing or saying, they will cross-check what you are saying with respect to those terms you have defined. The reader is the most important person. That is also law number 10. I started with law number 1 and I ended with law number 1 as my law number 10. Always again know that the reader is the most important person. So these are laws of report writing. So if we pick up any report now, that our report, we will write it in keeping of these 10 laws. 1, recognizing that the reader is the most important person. Number 2, keep that report as short as possible. Number 3, organize for the convenience of the report user. Number 4, make all references to be correct in all details. Please don't quote a reference that you are not sure. Number 5, the writing should be accurate, concise, and unobstructive. Number 6, law number 6, the right diagram with the right label should be in the right place for the reader. Law number 7, summaries give a whole picture in a miniature. Law number 8, reports should be checked for technical errors, typing errors, and inconsistency. Law number 9, the report should look as it is, no hidden thing. Law number 10, again, the reader is the most important person. We now want to talk about 3 things now: effective public speaking, creative presentation, presentation of reports in these 10 hits. Now, people make presentation mostly by standing. People make presentation by standing. Very few cases where people, when people should sit down, it's no longer a presentation, it's an address. There is something between a presentation and an address. Address accommodates more address, you can read it. Address, you can sit down. But all presentations are expected that you stand before an audience. Yesterday, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria gave an address. He was sitting down, relaxed. And what he was giving was written down. Are you getting it? Okay. So it has been censored by his cabinet, looked into, and finally they decided to ask him to come and read it. That is called an address. It's not a presentation. But we are going to look at, and addresses are mostly presented by the CEOs sometimes. It's the full gospel president that may be presenting an address in each of the meetings. If you like, he can stand. If you like, he can lie down. If you like, he can sit down. Or whoever he delegates that responsibility to. Eh? But some of his lieutenants will be required to come and make a presentation how they have run the states or the zones. Okay. And you discover that some of those people now will have to stand. Now, but there are the things we have been saying also filter into this. But let's move from error or from mistakes to rightness by looking at 10 worst presentation habits people do. Now, what is the need for this, knowing this? Speakers can be their worst enemies. Speakers can be their worst enemies. And from my experience as a leadership and public speaker, an entrepreneur, I produce staff and professionals who want to engage their listeners, whether they are employees, customers, colleagues, or shareholders, whether they are speaking to an audience on one-on-one, or one or 1,000 too. And I say you too can feel. These are the 10 bad habits. Reading from the notes. I've seen people reading presentation. You are asked to give us a report of how you have run this. So you are allowed to carry something. You are also allowed to have a presentation slide. But don't read it. If you observe me here, I've been using slide, but I have not been reading it. Once I put that slide, what it does is to remind me the page. So when you produce your accounts or how things have run for the last 6 months, put it in your head. So that when you see each slide, even if that slide is written, is your picture that is drawn on that slide, when you see it, you start talking. Never start reading before audience. What it means that it is proper. And the second message it tells them is that it is not you. So, first bad habit is reading from notes. Six, great communicators don't read from scripts or notes or PowerPoint slides. While it is acceptable to refer to notes from time to time, reading directly from it makes them to be strangers to what they are reading. It is a no thing. It breaks down the rapport they have with the audience. When they are reading, they're supposed to be focusing the audience. When a newscaster is casting news, they give you the impression that he's looking at you. The same thing when a presenter is presenting, he is supposed to be looking at the people. That will be my number 2 point. He is supposed to be looking at the people, not the paper. Not the paper. You see, when a newscaster is reading, the cameraman now focuses so that as she is looking at the camera, it looks as if he's looking at you. Are you getting it?
For those ones that do they use to test
what they are reading?
Yes.
Yes. They use what we call teleprompter. Teleprompter, they wind it. Somebody is by the side winding that news. Faster. As the person is winding it, that is wasted. If ever that person winds faster than that person, the newscaster will lose track. You see, sometimes when they lost track, they just pause. It means that the thing has passed before they could pronounce it. So that time they lost track and do as if and turn to their paper, the person can return it. That is why whatever news you are reading, a copy of it is given to you.
All right.
So that in case you lose the track, you refer to the one you have. And you watch them when they are giving you news. They are not looking at the paper, but they are turning the paper. The question is supposed to be, this paper is turning. When did they read it? Are you getting it?
Yes.
Now, but the teleprompter person is winding it. So as he's winding it, he's knowing when a particular one finishes. Because she segmented it. She segmented it. There was a line that was drawn when the first paper finished. So when you see the line, he remove it. That will help him or her in case she makes a mistake to fall back. Now, the essence is to avoid you seeing the newscaster as reading. But they want you to feel that he has the news is in her brain. That's the impression they want to create, that the whole news is in her brain. So, instead of reading, what will you do? Review your material to the point where you have so completely absorbed the material. Newscasters also do this. If you are to be on news by 12 now, they have given you the news by now. By 10 o'clock, you must have received the news. Or by 9. And then you are asked to go out, go to a private place and start rehearsing the news. So there is nothing again you will do until you give that news. So you can take it to your own office. But most of the time, their office is like a pool. Many people share office. So you can take it anywhere you know. You can have quietness. You can look for any officer that has a personal office and carry your news, go there and prepare. The INEC chairman, Mr. Mahmoud, they have said that this. The president, Mr. Buhari. So they rehearse their news. Try to grant one they grant. In spite of the fact that teleprompter will be helping them, they also do their own grant. That any name they see there, let's say it is an Ethiopian story in the news, he saw an Igbo name. He bring it to an Igbo person. How did they pronounce this name? How did they pronounce this Igbo name? The person I say it's Onwudiwe Chukwu. So she learned the pronunciation of that name. So when she will come to that name, she will say, according to Onwudiwe Chukwu. So that is news for you. You may say, this girl is good. I think she's a Yoruba or that girl. Why is he pronouncing Igbo name? Somebody had taught her how to pronounce it. So what you should do in that case is review your material before the time where you have and become so completely absorbed with the content of your message that you will deliver without the notes. Habit number 2, bad habit number 2, avoiding eye contact. Many years ago, I had a pastor that doesn't look at the people when I was in one particular church. That pastor had problem looking at people's eyes. And one day, I think that thing is wrong. You can't be a preacher who doesn't look at people in their eyeball. In fact, your message is not going to enter. Some message enter with eye. So, if you're a public speaker who doesn't look at people's face, it's a big problem. You can't communicate. Great communicators understand that eye contact is critical to building trust. You see one thing eye contact do, when every person you look at his eye, you're building trust. Any person you look at his eyeball directly, you're building trust. You're also building, believe me, what we call credibility. You're also building rapport. Any person that don't look at your face while talking to you, you can say it is shy, but it can also be deliberate to avoid something sinister. So when people don't look at your face, try to find out why. Is this person mischievous? Is there anything he's dodging? Are you getting it? Try to find that, because I don't know what God created in eye, that when people look at people's eye, certain things happen. So far too many business professionals have a habit of looking at everything but the audience. They have problem with it. And some people say that it gives them stage fright. If it gives you stage fright can be conquered. Every public speaker do have at the beginning stage fright. So it is normal. And what you do is to conquer a stage fright. You don't leave it. So you don't leave it. Maintain eye contact with your listener at least 90% of the time. It is appropriate to glance at notes. But keep looking at their face. Dressing down. Great communicators look the part. Have you ever seen? That means great communicators dress well.
Okay.
They dress well. They don't dress because they love the dress, but they dress because they know they have to speak before they stand before people. Did you get this sentence?
Yes.
They don't dress because the dressing is convenient
Yeah.
to them,
Yeah.
but they dress because they know they are going to stand before the people. 6 o'clock in the morning, some pastors in my church are going to lead in a prayer. They are expected to be in suits. I know